KOGO Workspace, running your business privately.
Hi, my name is Raj K. Gopalakrishnan and I am CEO and co-founder of KOGO AI. Today, I'm here to talk to you about KOGO Workspace, the AI that actually runs your business. A lot of you use ChatGPT, Claude, and a host of AI tools, but they don't really run your business. With KOGO Workspace, you can actually run entire departments in a shared interface. KOGO Workspace actually is able to operate files, systems, software, and your machine to do file operations, read, write, edit documents, write code, create presentations. And KOGO Workspace comes with skills. Skills are basically capabilities to do any kind of multi-step workflow. And if KOGO Workspace does not know how to do a certain workflow, it can actually write its own skill and then it can teach itself. It's a self-teaching platform that actually runs your business. Enough talk. Why don't we jump straight into KOGO Workspace, the AI that actually runs your business. Log on to kogo.ai, go to the login page, and we'll start with basics. Let's start with actually creating a workspace. Once you go to login, you will find a button here saying don't have an account, create workspace. So let's go ahead and create a new workspace. I'm going to take a test email of mine, raj@test.kogo.ai. Name is Raj K. Gopalakrishnan, company name KOGO Tech Labs. I'm going to keep a simple enough password. All right, select industry, technology, India, continue. OTP 1255, verify. 51200, operations, IT, marketing, sales, finance, HR, customer support, executive and strategy. Continue. And the workspace is ready. But let me give you a layout of Workspace first. Obviously, the first thing that you get when you log into Workspace is credits. Any new sign up gets 20 million free credits. You're signed in for a pro team plan, which of course only kicks in after a month. So the first month is on us. As soon as you land on Workspace, the first thing you will see is the panel on the left. These are where you could have multiple workspaces. So unlike in any other platform, there are multiple workspaces that you can work on at the same time. You can see here that the first workspace that is added by default is Agent Zero. Agent Zero is like a college graduate, has certain capabilities and skills. And then as you tell it stuff, it compounds the intelligence within itself and has persistent long-term memory and teaches itself new skills which may be specific to your enterprise and your business. So you have the workspace, then you have the Agentic App Store. So when I say plus workspace, it takes me to the Agentic App Store where I can choose from a host of agentic applications. So for example, this is a full digital marketing expert with all kinds of skills already in it, whether it is from a point of view of brand creation, creative strategy, media planning, and so on and so forth. But more about that later. Let's come back to Workspace and let's come back to Agent Zero. Now, Agent Zero, of course, you can see has an access to its own computer. So every workspace has its own virtual machine where it can manipulate files, it can write files, it can read files, it can modify anything. So this is a collaborative workspace of AI, humans, workflow, and teams together. So let's just jump right in and I say, hi, who are you and what can you do for me? Now, the key thing about Workspace is that Workspace has deep memory. It has persistent long-term memory, so it remembers everything. What this means is that every time you come back to a workspace, it does not have amnesia. It has long-term memory, but it also knows what you've done in previous sessions, what kind of stuff was discussed, and this enables you to compound your organization's memory and your organization's intelligence within your system itself. Okay, so I said, hi, who are you and what can you do for me? It says, hey there, I'm your KOGO AI agent, a powerful all-in-one digital assistant. Here's what I can do. It can build and code. It can, of course, do spreadsheets and documents. It can work with Google Workspace. It can work with our ERP, which is Odoo, but it works with all other kinds of ERPs as well. It can do research and strategy. It can do creatives, automation, data integration, memory, and so on and so forth. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to give it a starting point. The thing with Workspace is the more context you give it, the more it becomes your own. So I'm going to say, hi, you are CDO or Chief Demo Officer. Give me a short plan. Okay, so I said, hi, your CDO or Chief Demo Officer. So let's see, it says, love it, CDO reporting for duty. Here's my demo plan. Phase 1, it'll build an app on the fly, create a branded logo, generate a spreadsheet, etc., etc., etc. So, okay, let's follow a logical sequence of a demo. Everybody understands a cup of coffee, so let's say I want to get into the coffee and roastery business, and let's see what Workspace does. Now, while it's actually doing these tasks, let me quickly show you something. On the right, this is the virtual computer that actually Workspace controls. These are all the skills that Agent Zero has, which you've already seen in the chat. These are basic agent files, which are part of its persistent memory. This is where if anybody else from my team shares a file or an artifact or a workspace with me, it would be visible here. And of course, these are my files. Okay. Now this is a demo. Let me lay out the full logical sequence from zero to running business, each step showcasing a different capability. This is the plan it's saying. Step 1, know the battlefield. It'll do some deep research. It'll build the brand. It'll plan the war. It'll plan and strategize. It'll build an app. It'll then build a modeling. It'll build an investor deck. It will build standard operating procedures, vendor contracts, employee handbook, and then, of course, it'll schedule tasks and sub-agents and so on. As I mentioned earlier, the more context that you give the agent or the workspace, the better the output is. And of course, it becomes part of its persistent memory. And that's what I said. Shall I give you more context? And immediately it's understood that it needs more context and has asked me specific questions. Business identity, location and scale, product focus, target audience, sourcing operations, investment and timeline, anything else. So here's what I'm going to do. This is a B2B and B2C business. So I've given it a basic context of what the business is. So let's see what it does. Now, once we've given the context, now you can see all the thinking blocks of the agent is visible to you. So you can actually see what the agent is thinking, what the agent is doing. I said, you think of a name, it's already thought of some name ideas, Meridian Roast, 6 Origins, Continental Blend. So, it's thinking of a lot of names. Love it. This is a real business with real scale. Let me synthesize everything. That's all we gave it. One paragraph of context and the fact that we are wanting to do a coffee business. It's thought of meridian, imaginary line that connects the globe, north to south. Seems fine. World in your cup is nice. Tells your sourcing story. Great. Okay. So the final demo plan, it's going to actually do deep research. Then it's going to generate a logo. Then it's going to do the plan and strategy. Then it's going to build my apps. Then it's going to do my financial modeling. Then it's going to do an investor pitch deck, create my SOPs, vendor contracts, new product launch checklist, and of course, automate all my stuff. This is crazy. This is truly running the business, and we'll show you each one at a time. So it has some instructions for me. Say, go, I proceed to the next. Say, red line, I revise the current phase before moving on. Okay, so go, and it begins. task saying phase 1 initiated. Now you can see all the tasks that it's running. It's reading the skills that it needs. So it's reading its deep research skill, and then it's actually conducting this deep research for Meridian Coffee Roasters. Looks like the research is done. So let's look at the research report. Here are the outputs. Here's the report. So as you can see, there's a detailed report here. It has what the research question was, and then it's broken it up into 7 sections with the sources: Indian cafe market, broader coffee market, specialty share. There's the executive summary. There are existing players, so there's Blue Tokai, Third Wave, Subco, Starbucks, global sourcing, Indian blending, B2B, B2C, and cafes. That's Meridian's positioning, World in Your Cup, financial outlook, key risks. So as you can see, it's done each of the sections, and you can navigate to each of these sections from the left as well. What are the key solutions, business model comparison, performance, value, costs and infrastructure. It talks about all the key challenges of the industry. So it's a very detailed, deep report. And it's also given the recommendations: brand positioning, brand pillars, GTM, product strategy, and so on. Now let's go for phase 2. So phase 2 is logo generator. So I say go. While this is happening on the side, let me also show you the credits that have been consumed. It's just consumed 0.6 million credits, 2%, to do that kind of deep research. Let me come back to the workspace, and you don't have to worry about the job stopping. It continues to deliver, it continues to compute and actually do its job even in the background. I can add multiple workspaces and actually give all of them different tasks, and each one would continue doing the task within itself without getting interrupted. Okay, so let's see what is done with building the brand identity. This took roughly about 4 minutes. Phase 2 completed. It's given 4 concepts. So it generated 4 concepts, and then it built those 4 concepts as well in 3 variants. And let's go look at it. This will be in Meridian logos. So as you can see in the workspace, it's now created another folder, and this is where we can see each of the logos. So this is the first one. Okay, I'm not a fan of this. This is nice. This is very nice. Concept 2. Yeah, the emblem is nice. Concept 3 is also nice, but I think I still like concept 2 more. And concept 4 is a monogram. No, I think I'll go with concept 2. And they've also done some variants. So let's see. So it's chosen concept 2. Yes, it has selected concept 2, and it's done a dark variant. It is done an icon only variant. Nice. And it is done a horizontal variant. Lovely. I love concept 2 and all the variants therein. I think we can use them all. Can you create a detailed brand assets book with logo, guidelines, font, and various other creative assets for Meridian? Okay, so let me shut this. It says phase 2 complete, ready for phase 3. Okay. Would you like to do that now or after you complete all phases? Why don't we give Workspace the choice? So I love concept 2, and I think that's what I will go with. Let's see what it says. Here's my strong recommendation. Do it now as phase 2B before phase 3. Okay, so great. Let's do phase 2B. now what the brand asset book will have. So brand story, logo suite, color palette, typography, brand voice, imagery, patterns, textures, etc., etc. Let's go. Okay, 7 minutes down. Let's see what it did for phase 2B, where we wanted it to create the brand book. So let's just go look at it. We go into Meridian logos. Oh, there it is. Assets book. Let's click on the Meridian brand assets book HTML. So here's the brand assets book. Table of contents for your easy navigation. So brand story, who are we, positioning statement, brand personality, target audience, then the logo suite. All the logos that we'd seen earlier and the horizontal logo. It's also mentioned the alternate concepts, clear and minimum size, logo usage, do's and don'ts, color palette. So forest green, espresso, brown, antique gold, accent and function colors, approved color combinations, typography, weights used, secondary typeface, what is the hierarchy, brand voice and messaging, key messages by channel, taglines. Wow, it's actually done product mockups as well. So it's given a retail coffee bag, it's given a branded cafe cup, patterns and textures, usage guidelines, textures, stationery. It's created a massive document. And all we've said is that we want to do a coffee business. This is what we mean by actually running your business. All right. So ready for phase 3, which is business plan and strategy? Yes, we are. Go. And meanwhile, I will shut this here. And as you can see, it's creating and writing all of these and controlling this space. And it's adding to its skills as well. So it's teaching itself as it goes. Okay, 6 minutes later, phase 3 is done, which is the business plan. Let's check it out. Meridian strategic plan. Okay, so it's got Word, it's got PDF, it's got HTML. Let's look at HTML here. Strategic business plan, executive summary. Wow. Strategic pillars, foundation, situation analysis, lovely. It's used Porter's 5 forces. Objective and success metrics, growth strategy. Okay, it's looked at different matrices, Ansoff, Blue Ocean. It's also given the GTM and the roadmap for 3 months. So yeah, so a detailed plan, risk management as well in terms of what is medium, what is high, how can it be done, and so on. Lovely, lovely. So now we have a business plan. So let's look at the next task. Okay, say go and I'll build your full stack app with inventory tracking, blend management, order processing, cafe dashboard, analytics, all branded in Meridian's forest green and gold identity. Okay, so let's go. So quick recap. Now we're about 55 minutes in. We shared what we wanted to do in terms of coffee. It first did deep research, then it created the brand, then it created the brand assets, then it has done a brand book. Now it's created the entire strategy and plan for the business in terms of unit economics, GTM, growth strategy, risk mitigations, all of which we shared with you. And now we go to phase 4, which is to build an app that will track all of these things. So go. Now, one of the interesting things that I want to tell you is as it creates the Meridian Business Management app, after every building process, it runs a QA function to check for errors. So it's constantly also reviewing all the work that Workspace does. So it's able to find those errors, it's able to rectify those errors, and then write fresh again. So whether it's writing code or creating assets or writing any kind of file, it's able to do a deep review after it does every section so that it can look at it and actually catch the mistakes and then rectify them on its own. And what's more, whatever mistakes that it makes, it catalogs them and it teaches itself not to make those mistakes again. Amazing, amazing. As Agent Zero continues to build the Meridian dashboard, let me also show you how to add your teammates that you can collaborate with. And this can be done on an agent level, on a file level, on an artifact level, and I'll show you all of that. So all you need to do is go to your credits plan. You're able to see whether you want to add a user here. I just add a user. Let me put Praveer, coacher's name. And I can choose amongst 3 different plans for him. I can choose a light plan, a pro plan, or a power plan. Light plan comes with 8 million credits. Pro plan comes with 20 million and power plan comes with 50. Now you can see that I'm already on a pro plan, but that doesn't matter. My teammates can choose a light, pro, or power plan. So Praveer is a power user. I'm going to choose a power user. And of course, to unlock, I need to pay because this is an India transaction. So GST is additional. Pay now. And once the payment is done, my teammates will be active. I'm going to add a couple of my teammates and then show you how we can actually collaborate across a workspace or files or the mini apps that we build within the workspace. So as phase 4 continues, you've seen how we can add more team members, choose any plan. So let me come here to the Agent 0 edit option where I can actually edit the name. So I can now make this, let's say I call it Meridian A0. Okay, that is my username. And I can either make it public or I can share it with my team members. You saw I added Praveer and then I added Ankita after that. So I could add anyone, so I can make Praveer a part of this and I just update my workspace. And that's it. And now it's called a Meridian A0. Okay, so let's see what's happened on phase 4. And it has done a full stack business management app for Meridian Coffee Roasters, single page application with an embedded SQL database. So you don't need middleware. This is out of the box, running on its own with its database, no external servers, no API dependency. It straight away starts. Let's just take a look at the app now. So I come to artifacts, I open this, index, and voila, we have the business application app. Now, here's an interesting thing. Now that I have this app, I can actually mount this app. This is a mini Agentic app. I can mount this app. I can keep it private. I can make it public or I can make it shared. And I can share it, let's say, with Praveer. And I mount this. And once it's mounted, check this out. I shut this. Now the app is here. Now I can toggle between an app view and a chat view. So the app is now part of my workspace itself. The beauty of this is I don't need to host this app anywhere. It's running natively inside Workspace, and anybody I share it with will be able to run it off their workspace. I've shared it with Praveer, so Praveer would have access to this management app. Now, let's see what the app does. It's got a dashboard. It's got inventory, filters. I can look at where the inventory is coming from. I can look at all the countries together. I can look at the different blends. I can look at the cafes, which cities they are in, what their status is, and what are the kinds of cafes here. I can look at orders, which are D2C or B2B orders. So I can look at the entire order status regardless. I can look at pending orders. So deep application for me to actually manage the entire business. Like I said, Workspace, the AI that actually runs your business. Okay, now that the app is made, I can make changes in the app. I can add login credentials. I can add language. I can add an AI chat within the Meridian app itself. So I can do whatever changes. And this took 15 minutes. And if I want to fine tune it and add a lot of sections and all of that, it would take me another half an hour. And I actually have a full-fledged application, an Agentic app with its own database ready. So we weren't kidding when we said Workspace is the AI that actually runs your business. So now let's go into phase 5. I'll just say go, and phase 5, it will start building the financial model. It's already got a deep understanding of the business through the deep research. It's got a deep understanding of the brand because it's created the brand. It's created the business plan. And now let's see how it creates the financial sheets based on all of the stuff that it has done till now. I'm looking at the clock and we are just a little over an hour and 15 minutes and we've achieved all of this. All right, now let's look at phase 5. We said go. It took about 11 minutes, I think. It did a detailed, comprehensive financial model, had some errors, looked at those errors, redid it again, and said, here is the final financial model. Wow, Excel workbook, 275 formulas, 0 errors. It has put some assumptions, revenue build. All of it is dynamic. There are no hard-coded calculations. You can change assumptions which are in blue, and there are cross-link sheets. Okay, so let's look at the Excel. Okay, here it is. Oh, wow. So it's built 8 sheets and it's actually used the colors to color code the sheet, which are the brand colors. Okay, assumptions are all in blue. Lovely. Revenue build, 3-year plan, broken up cafe, retail, D2C, B2B, total revenue. Okay. P&L, so it's a loss in the first year. Unit economics, okay. Break even. Cash flow, all right. CapEx and a KPI dashboard. Lovely. So we have a fully built Excel file as well. Ready for phase 6? Yeah, go. Let's see what it builds. It's amazing. In the time that we've taken, it's a little over 1.5 hours. It's done deep research. It's done market validation. It's created a brand. It's created a brand manual. It's created components of the brand. It's then gone ahead and done a business plan, strategy. Then it's created the financial sheets, and now it's creating a pitch deck. Every aspect of the business, and of course, not to forget the management app, which we've mounted over here, which is available readily for us to see anytime. And of course, like I said, I can go back to the chat view, and work, of course, continues in the background, so I don't have to sit and stare at a screen. So as you can see, as it is building the deck, or as it builds any assets, it's got a standard QA that it does. It's building a PowerPoint, it's doing a visual QA by converting it to images, to be able to see whether or not it stands up to what was the original task. And really, this is how we all conduct business. We do something, we review it, we look at it for chinks in quality, and then we make a final piece, which is what it's done here. So let's see the final investor pitch deck that's been created. It's a 15-slide deck, consistent with brand design, key points from phase 5 model. Okay, let's see. Now, let us check the outputs over here. Pitch deck. Meridian pitch deck. Here it is. Meridian, the world opportunity. What is Meridian? Global sourcing, signature blends, cafes, engine, financial projections, unit economics, break even, competitive positioning. What the ask is, it's created the basic structure, and you can build upon this and make it into a presentation that is completely what you need. But all of this is based on just one simple command of actually being able to use its skills. And this is the base skill with no further addition being there whatsoever. Okay, now phase 7, which is documents, vendor contracts, new blend checklist. Okay, go. All right. So phase 7 is complete. Phase 7 is operation documents. It's created 3. Let's look at standard operating procedures first. There you go. Standard operating procedures. SOP 1, receiving and quality control, roasting and blending, cafe operations, subscription fulfillment, new blend launch checklist. Okay. Each one with dates. So everything that you need to actually run your business. This is what is created off the bat. Now, if you need more detailed agreements, if you need more detailed stuff for each one of these aspects, there are specialist workplaces which are already there. Like I said, AI that runs your business. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to run phase 8. I'm going to say go. And phase 8 is really about scheduled automations, which can run autonomously at various periods of time, and we'll say go for it to run scheduled automations. And this really helps run it on autopilot in a manner of speaking. Now, while this is happening, let me talk to you about specialist agentic workspaces. So I can go to Workspace, and let's see, what do I want to add? We were talking about legal. So let me look at the legal and compliance agent who can draft agreement. So I want a deeper agreement than the one which was there. So I add this to Workspace. Yes. Let's say I want to run my digital marketing autonomously. So here is my agency, and I've added my digital agency here. Now I want to add, let's say, a accountant. So I can add my pro accountant to Workspace. And we have a lot of employees, so expense management is an issue. So I have a expense management agent as well. So I add this to Workspace. So my expense management agent has also got added. So literally, these are specialists that do each of these jobs autonomously. So for example, I can go to the marketing agency, and here's the best part. These agents talk to each other. All I say at the rate, and I say Meridian A0, can you give the marketing agent full details about Meridian for them to make a detailed performance marketing strategy and execution right down to the making of the ads for Meridian. Now, 367 is actually talking to Meridian A0, which is the agent 0 that we've created, and is gathering all detailed files to compile a full marketing brief. It'll read the research report, the strategic plan, all the detailed marketing relevant information, and it will create that strategic plan here. And then it will take this plan, and based on this plan, create and execute the entire performance marketing for online sales autonomously. How's that for AI that runs your business? So while this is running, let's go back to Meridian A0 and see what's happening over there. Okay, so let's see what's being done. Phase 8 scheduled automations. Daily inventory alert, okay? Weekly sales summary, monthly KPI, blend launch pipeline, business pulse, quarterly investor update. All the dates are here, schedules are there, and what each one of this does. You want to see where this is? Just go down here, click on the task tab, and you can see all the Meridian tasks that are there. And it's Meridian strategy separately, Meridian ops separately. So your daily inventory alert, I can even read this. And here you're able to see it's actually going to run it, look at the various stock which is there, and read it from the database that has been built in the Meridian Ops dashboard. And this runs every day at 9 a.m. UTC. Now, one of the things that I haven't told you about is connectors and tools. In Workspace, I can connect to multiple apps that are already there. For example, I can go to tools and I can actually connect to my Google Workspace. I can sign in and I can connect to Workspace, and I say, okay, this is my email ID, use my password, and it actually will connect to my Workspace. And this is what I have access to. And now KOGO Workspace is connected to my entire Google Workspace. It can use my email, it can use my calendar, it can use my files, it can create stuff on Google Drive, anything that I want to do on Google. All I need to do is tell the agent here and it will be done. You already saw how we added various tasks, but even for my email, for example, I can say add a task called Good Morning, Sunshine and Coffee that fetches my mails and tells me the actionables for the day. The moment I do this, it'll actually create another task that will go and check my email every day in the morning and give me all the details and actionables. There you go. pairs it with Meridian Coffee pick, format, urgent follow-up, archive, top 3 actions plus coffee of the day. So I can run anything that I want within Workspace. So let's do a recap of everything we did today from the beginning. So let's go back right to the top and see what we'd said. We came here, it was Agent 0, knew nothing. I said, listen, why don't we create a demo? And I want to get into the coffee and roastery business. It took that one singular statement, I want to get into the coffee and roastery business, and showed you a deep demo of how Workspace is the AI that can run your business. And in terms of the impact, let's go down and let's see how it answers that question. What it built, deep research on the Indian coffee market, a deep report, which you saw, which had 7 sections, 13 sources, and everything to do with the market. It then built the logo, the brand assets, the brand book, the strategic plan, which was a business plan. It built it in Word, in PDF, in HTML, all of everything that was needed to actually run a business. Then it went ahead and built a business app which is self-standing with its own database, a SQLite database, so ready to use app, built the financial model, built the pitch deck, built all operational documents, and built all of the automations. The AI agent today took approximately 2.5 hours to do this, say 3 hours. We've built all of this and we've used less than 14 million credits. We've got agreements, you've got documents, you've got logos, you've got decks, you've got an agentic app that can run the business, all of this. That's why we say KOGO Workspace is the only AI that actually runs your business. Watch this space for more tips and tricks on how you can use KOGO to run your business. Until next time, see you soon.
KOGO Workspace, AI that runs your business privately.